Hey, hello, leaders. Welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. I'm Paul Grau Jr., the host of this show. And today I want to talk about something that it kind of sparked my memory while I was watching a ball game the other night. And it was about this player that was doing really good on this new team in the game. And he was, he had been through different organizations, different teams, and he was an average player at best, probably. And so he was on waivers and other teams picked him up, but he bounced around year after year. And now he's like at the top of his game and he's just killing it. I mean, he's like one of the best there is. And it got me to thinking, at work, a lot of times we're like that. A lot of times we might not be all that great when we're working for somebody or in a certain department or for a certain boss or a manager or leader. But in the right place and with the right people doing the right job, everything just seems to click and it's magic almost that, it just, you come to life. You have new life. And now all of a sudden you're like best of the best. You're ranking right up there. People come to you, ask you questions. So you go from like this subpar employee, worker, leader, whatever, to a great person, a great leader, a great employee. Well, how do you explain that? And more importantly, as leaders, do you see some of your people that might be average and you see so much more potential in them? Well, how can you motivate them and inspire them and lead them in a way that's going to bring out that potential, that's going to let them live it out at work, not only at work but off the job too? Because when we're leading people, we only see them at work most of the time. A lot of times, sometimes you have smaller organizations that do a lot of stuff when they're not working. And man, that's great. I love that because that's what really builds camaraderie and teamwork. And man, it's awesome. But think about, you know, if if you have somebody that's just average, what can you do? Maybe they excel when they're not working in different things. Well, what can we do as leaders to bring that out of them at work? Maybe they're in the wrong job. Maybe they're in the wrong position. Maybe they're under the wrong leader. Maybe they're just working for the wrong company. But I think everybody has a lot of potential. I have never worked with anybody who I would honestly say this person is just a waste and they have no potential and they have no skills whatsoever. I've always worked with somebody, or I've always seen the potential in people. And I think leaders, we need to see the potential in our people, even if they're subpar. Some people think that if people are just average, well, look at the leader and it's the leader's fault. And I have a tendency to agree with that to a certain degree. I mean, you think about it. Think about the great teams that you've worked on. How much of an impact did the leader have on the team? Or was there an informal leader that inspired and motivated the team to really, excel and be the best that they can be? Because that happens a lot too. Sometimes when the technical leader on paper is not there, informal leaders will step up and take on that leadership role in an informal way, but everybody knows they're a leader. You think about sports teams, they have captains, right? There's a player, one or two players on the team that are the captains. Well, that's because the players have basically said that this person is our captain. We will follow him. He has great leadership instincts and abilities and skills, and we want to follow him. Well, at work, we don't necessarily get to do that with our formal leaders a lot of times, but we do that with the informal leaders. And sometimes those informal leaders are more important than the actual leaders themselves because they see people. They are closer to people, possibly, and they can see the potential and they might be there encouraging them and making sure that they're doing what they need to do to excel. So just think about that today. If you have anybody on your team that's average, but you see a lot more potential, what can you do to bring out that potential? I challenge you to sit down with them today and talk to them. Talk to them. Ask them what they really love to do. Ask them what they really feel like they do great, better than anybody. Start the discussion there and see where it goes. Hey, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this show. And if you did, please share it with somebody else that you might know that can benefit from it. And I'd love to invite you to subscribe to this show. So all you have to do is click on that podcast and it's there every day. That's it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges.